Hi there, it's Polumi again, and I'm here to share with you how simple ideas and how you can do easy, simple, and amazing work for your small business. Today we talk about how you can write your first blog post. Now, why you need to write a blog post? Well, I guess we all know that, right? First of all, you're out there in your business trying to do something in the world, trying to make an impact. So you need to share your thoughts, ideas, and maybe ways that you can actually help people and give them some advice, share with them your experience, etc. And also, you know that if you do write blogs and if you make videos, or just simply if you start with just blogs, just writing and sharing your ideas, it can also help you in your website and spreading your message and getting visibility. So you need to write blogs. But you don't have to get scared and outsource it right in the beginning to other people, because you're still framing your positioning, your messaging. So I would suggest the first few blogs you write yourself, or at least come up with ideas for it, or see how you want to write. If you're not a writer, don't worry. And usually what happens to small businesses is that, or people like us basically, who read a lot of information online about how to write, what to write, how do I position it, what do I start, how's the headline, how's the body, how's the everything. So it's quite overwhelming. But don't worry, that's why I do my videos. So we will just do some very simple exercises and you will see how you can get the few things. One is find ideas of what you're going to write. Secondly, find the keywords you need to target. Now, I know that you must know about keywords, like the fact that they exist and the fact that some of your blogs should rank for some keywords. But it sounds very daunting. It's like when gurus out there show it, they go into so much detail and it's fabulous, but it's also very overwhelming. So what we will do is we'll find a simple way to get ideas, to get the research, the keyword research, and then write the blog, right? And of course, after that, there's sharing and posting, but that's for a second video. Today, right now in this video, we talk about how you can find the ideas and the keywords and how you're going to write your blogs and what you're going to write in that blog, in that post. Once you know what topic and what keyword it is, what content are you going to put in there? So let's get started. I'm going to switch to tutorial mode now. So catch up with you soon again.
Okay, so we're going to talk about how you can write your first blog post. Now, before we start any kind of research, I want you to make sure that you've done a quick couple of things. The first thing is basically find out what are you going to talk about, what are you going to share. So we just need a couple of steps before that, which is a part of your branding actually, which is a part of your brand plan. But to understand your brand purpose, what's your why? So basically, this is what I do best. What do you do best? What do you want to do? So in this case, let's say we say you are a nutritionist. So just to take a random example, this is the example I follow in my blog post as well. Let's say you're a nutritionist and you provide advice to new moms or to pregnancy related provide about pregnancy related questions. Just a random idea, random example. Okay, and what the world needs. So let's say you have new mothers, like, or women who are expecting. So they want to know how they can be by themselves at home and take care of themselves, because yes, they can go to doctors and yes, they might have their family to counsel, but they still need proper advice, something that is easy for them, simple to follow, and that they can do by themselves. So let's say they need information about easy information about all questions, easy to understand and follow. Okay. So if that is what they are needing and this is what you do best, so what is your purpose? Your purpose is, let's say, and I'm totally making this up, a nutritionist out there who's working with mothers to be or new moms, please don't judge me. I'm just making this up from a random understanding. So let's say your purpose is to help make their pregnancy related pregnancy journey easier, in terms of food and diet plans or diet. Okay, so this is the, when I say this is your purpose, this is basically the core thing that you're going to focus on. Not that you will focus on it again, but let's imagine that this is your overall idea of what you want to help bring to the world and help new mothers on it. Okay, so if this is your purpose, then you need to, the first thing that you need to do is understand what information they're looking for, what is going on in their mind. A pregnant woman, a woman soon to give birth, or somebody who's already delivered a baby, what is going on in her mind? What does she want to know? What are her questions? This is why we build something called a buyer persona. So here we say pregnant women or new moms. You can also make it very specific. You can also make it, say, okay, I only work with new mothers, right? But, or you can make, say, I only work with pregnant women. That's your choice. But you can also keep it a little general in the beginning, because I know that a lot of new businesses and smaller businesses, you don't want to eliminate people. So you want to still keep a broader scope. So, okay, now you can make it just women, but you have to have a niche. And this is what I'll talk about in my other articles, that if you want to make it all women everywhere, that's a bit complicated. So let's say you focus on this niche for now, soon to be or new mothers. And what is your product or brand? So what are you selling? Let's say you're a nutritionist, so you're selling nutrition. Your business is about nutrition tips. Okay, so you are working as a consultant. So they can contact you, they can book an hour session with you or buy some diet plans from you. So that is what you're going to be focusing on. Okay, now what we generally do is, and I will make this a little bigger so you can see it. So what we do is usually say we put a name. It's always helpful. Let's say you put a name, I don't know, you just make up something. Let's say Anna. Okay. Now, then you can get into, okay, what's her age? Maybe approximately 35, or let's say 30. So 25 or 30, let's say. Okay, gender is, well, unless something dramatically changes in the world in science, gender is always going to be female. Nationality, here you can say you're focusing on a specific area, let's say American. Okay, years of professional experience. This is not so, I'm going to make this a little bigger so you can see it better. So years of professional experience, not necessary. Family, let's say with partner, living by, well, just by themselves, living by themselves. So she doesn't have family to help her. She doesn't have her mom around. She just has her husband, who may not be the best help in terms of her nutrition tips. Job title, not so important. Household income is important in this case, because you need to know how much she's willing to pay for your consultancy. So then you go into, you can put a picture here, and you can then go into her lifestyle. How does an average day look like? How does she spend her personal time? What are her interests, hobbies? This will also help you understand where she is going to find information on general things and how you can be present over there. But this is a whole different thing, whole topic, whole template. And you can download this for free on my website. It's a buyer template, and whatever you can fill up is important. If you download it and you're not sure how to fill this up, you can always ask me. But I'll just give you an example here quickly before we move on, is like a sample. So here we have senior civil servants, and you're going to try, and somebody is trying to sell a discussion on how to motivate their employees. So then we filled up this whole thing, and that's how it looks like. And again, if there are some questions which are not relevant for you, you can skip them or have other questions. The whole purpose of this is to understand your audience much better and as much detail as possible, so that you can build the best programs and give them the best advice. Okay, now that we're done with that, and again, as I mentioned, if you go on my website, you will find a way to download this template, which you can use for free. You don't have to pay anything, but we will go into the topic research. So you are looking to give nutrition tips to pregnant women or new moms. Now, how do you do that? How do you find a topic? So the first thing you can do is, once you fill it up, maybe you know the audience very well already, and once you fill it up, you can find lots of ideas on how to give them information. What are their blocking points? What are their challenges? And this will help you find an answer to what they're looking for, and you can write about that. But let's say you're not really sure and you're still trying to find out what is it that is very important for them. So the first thing we will do is we will go to our favorite search engine. Well, at least it's mine. You may have something different. And I say something very simple. I start with, let's say, easy diet plan for new moms. Okay. So what are they looking for? What are our questions? What are the topics here? Let's see. So best foods for new moms, hungry new moms diet plan, weight loss. They're definitely looking for weight loss, many of them. Post-pregnancy diet, best foods. Now, you have to remember that these blogs and these posts, they have probably been written a while ago. They have a lot of visibility already, which is why they're on the first page of Google. And they're all quite generic. So what you should eat as a new mother, right? If you write for something like this, then it's possible that you will not be able to compete with all of these posts, and they're probably covering everything that is there to say anyway. So what is it that is something more specific that you can look for, which is a new topic, or which has probably not been covered in so much detail, or which can give a different perspective? So we're going to try and look for something new, something specific. Now, I generally scroll down quite a bit. What not to eat or drink. Okay. What foods can upset a breastfed baby? That is interesting, right? So you find only one question like that. So I find this part of Google very helpful. So what foods cause colic in breastfed babies? And so when you type this in, it gives you some answers here, some questions here, which have answers to it if you click on it. Now, depending on what you click on, see, Google prompts you with other questions. So let's say I click on what foods cause colic in breastfed babies. Okay, colic foods to avoid. Now, see, because I clicked on it, now Google is giving me more questions. Can breastfed babies have colic? What foods are good to eat when breastfeeding? Can you eat pizza while breastfeeding? Okay. How can I help my baby with gas? But this is about going towards the baby. So we are going to try to stick to the new moms because that's your specialty. So now what I can do, what I generally do here is I already have some ideas. So while easy diet plan is a bit specific, I can also write, what was that again? What foods cause colic in breastfed babies? Okay. Let's say this one. Which foods increase breast milk? See, these are specific questions that people are asking. Diet for a healthy weight loss plan, Bose baby plan, tuk tuk tuk. So the other part of Google, which is very nice, is the prompt here. So diet for breastfeeding mothers to increase milk. Okay, that could also be a possibility. I always find it a bit difficult to copy from here, but okay. Now I will do the format painting, so that goes away. Okay, so we have a few topics here. Let's go to the second page and see if we find something. Nourishing meal ideas, diarrhea for fit mom, best diet plan, postmortem diet, getting fit means no excuses. Okay, so then we are on the next page, Indian meal. If that's your audience, if you're targeting women in India or Indian women in the US or women in the US who are looking for Indian, and I'm just saying US because that's what we took as a target country, but it doesn't have to be. So, okay, now these are all very simple. Okay, so now we have our 3 topics here to begin with. So, but we have to understand what is the potential of this. For that, we will need to do a bit of keyword research and a bit of topic research, which is what I will go into next. But before that, I wanted to show you another way of finding this answers to different topics, which is also in this tool called SEM Rush. So this is a software for a tool for your content, your keyword, your content writing. So they have a lot of different possibilities, and they didn't have a lot before, but now they've added a lot. So I find it quite helpful, and I think you can have a free trial for 30 days or something and see if it works for you. I'm not sure what features are available, but the basic ones, you can try out everything on the free trial and see if it works. Okay, so here what I like is, so of course you have to sign up and get an account first. So I'm already signed in, so I'm not going to show you a sign up process because you know how it works. So you just put in your email and they send you an email and you confirm the link and then you're done. Okay. So now here on the left, you see this place called Content Marketing Toolkit. So I go here and then I go to this place called Topic Research. So you see that? And I start with my original broad idea and I put it here. And again, I put United States just for, just for the sake of ease, but you can take any country that you want over here. But I'm just putting the US and I get content ideas. So instead of me manually scrolling down in Google, I can also put it in here and see what else they have to suggest. So it's loading. Okay, so they have 3 ways of showing you this. Cards. Okay, now when you go to cards, you will see that they cover a lot of these topics, which from the look of it looks like foods that are actually included in the broader topic of easy diet plan, and you can see the volume of this under each. So and this is the URL. So my nutrition plan for moms. If I actually go click more on it and then you show more and you can actually see the URL. So, and volume shows, well, how many times this is being searched for in a month. So baked potato has like 246,000 times has been searched in a month in the US. So if this is getting too specific and these are foods anyway to include in a diet plan, what else can we find which are in terms of topics? So this is where we go to the next part, which is the overview. Now what I really like about this are 2 things. One is this section where you have the top headlines. So you see Mediterranean baked sweet potatoes. Apparently it's linked to women with who are breastfeeding. And here these are actually questions that women are asking. So how to lose weight while breastfeeding? What is the best diet plan? Just simple diet plan. What diet chart? So also very similar to Google. So then we go to the bottom. And then we see something like this. So diet plan, breastfeeding plan, okay. Okay. Gestational diabetes meal plan. Now I have no idea what it is, so I'm just going to look it up. Gestational, okay. What is gestational diabetes anyway? First, I want to know that. Okay, it's a high blood sugar that develops during pregnancy. Okay, so it is related to pregnancy, which is our topic. So that usually disappears after giving birth. Okay. So I can actually go and click on this as well. Easy gestational diet plan. Okay, so that could be my another topic. And yes, so you can export all of this to, once you go into one topic and then you want to know more details of it. Sorry. I just find it easier to read if I just do it like that. So, okay. Now, it says top 10 headlines by backlinks, but backlinks we'll cover later. You don't have to worry about that right now. First thing is to write the content. Okay, so planning meals for people with diabetes. Okay, what to eat for a healthy pregnancy. So you see here, if you click on this blue button, it will tell you exactly what that content is. So you see, this is specifically for women, I'm guessing by pictures. Okay, so we don't need to look at that right now. We're still looking for ideas. Okay, 7 day. Okay, South Indian. So gestational diabetes, South Indian diet plan. You see how specific that gets? If that's your target, go for it. If not, look at that. Protein snacks for gestational diabetes. Now we're getting even more specific. Protein snacks for gestational diabetes. That is another one. Okay, so let's say we start with 5 ideas for now. We don't complicate things so much. We just start with 5 ideas. But these are just ideas. We don't know exactly what we should write, or what, if this has potential, how much potential, and if it is too much. So maybe if it has like 10,000 searches a month, it's a lot. So maybe you won't be able to rank for it because there are already lots of articles on it. So let's find out what exactly we should write regarding these 5 topics. So what I will do for that is we'll open an Excel sheet. Generally I work like that, so it's easier. So let's say topic. Okay, and then I say related topics, or related searches also I can say. Okay, and then let's say keywords. Okay, now let's take this one, protein snacks for gestational diabetes. What we will do is we will copy this and we will go into SEO toolkit over here. Then we go to the SEO toolkit and we go straight down to keyword overview. Okay, so we're going to put this here and see what it shows us. Okay, so it says we don't have a lot, but let's say we go to related keywords. Nothing found. Okay, let's get back here. So protein snacks for gestational diabetes, whereas it is a topic, maybe something is good snacks for gestational diabetes. Okay, look at that. So what it says is the volume of these searches in the US in a month is about 40. So not a lot of interest. So 40 searches a month, I would say normally target around something which has a volume of 500. So it's not a lot, but it can, you can still rank for it, but it is not too less that nobody cares to know this. Okay. Now look at, so 500 to even 1000 is okay. So here if we see 40, 40, okay, that's not too much. But here, look at this, related keywords, gestational diabetes snacks, or I look at the full report. So, good snacks for gestational diabetes. So, now it shows for now 18,000, we are wasting our time. So what we will do, include the volume less than 1000, and again include volume greater than, well, if you're targeting below 1000, we just keep it like that and we apply. Okay, so gestational diabetes snack, what is a good snack for recipes? Look, remember we are looking for something related to gestational diabetes, so you have to have this word. So what we can also, let me see if I can add containing, oh well, we can go into later, let me just keep it open for now. Glucose test during pregnancy, what to eat before, 720. This could also be gestational diabetes breakfast. See, I prefer something a little lower. So, as I said, it's easier to rank. And you can also look at all of this keyword difficulty and CPC, but we really don't have to get into that right now. So, I would say if my original topic was, where was it again? Easy okay, protein snacks for gestational diabetes. This was my topic. My related searches show me gestational diabetes breakfast could be a good idea. Okay. And keyword volume is 720. Okay. Other possibilities. Gestational diabetes prevention. That could be a topic. That is also 720. Okay. What else? How to avoid, what not to eat. So you have well, this one we will not take because it has just diabetes, so we will cancel that out. So what we can do is again here say gestational diabetes has to contain those words. Okay, now we have our filters, so we see all of it, all the keywords related to gestational diabetes and ideas, right? So how to avoid, foodless, breakfast, how do you get, sample meat, what to eat, grocery list, gestational diabetes grocery list. I like this one. It's 390. I would write something here. That's not so bad. Okay, so let's say these are my initial ideas to start with. Now you can do the same thing with all of this. Okay, so you can put it here. Then you can put, let's say, what foods cause colic in breastfed babies. I'm just going to create another window here. So we do the same routine. We go to SEO toolkit. We put this in. Volume 30, colic baby, colic symptoms, newborn gas, foods to avoid when breastfeeding, 4,400. I wouldn't go there. Not in the beginning, not till your blog is relatively new. Okay, so this is all about the baby. So let's see which foods increase breast milk. Okay. Overview. What is it prompting me? Foods which increase breast milk. Okay, phrase match. Doesn't show much searches here. Okay. Doesn't show me anything. So maybe this is not, I mean, it is a key, it is something that people are looking for, as we saw in Google, but maybe it's not that much. Okay, so we're going to try another tool here, which is a keyword magic tool. So here, which foods increase breast milk? We search in the US. We just put a broad match for now. Exclude keywords. Okay, here you go. So here they give you foods to increase breast milk. So what we typed is which foods increase breast milk. That is not being able to match, but foods to increase breast milk, 2,900. Foods that increase breast milk production. We can take that one. Foods that increase breast milk production. Volume is 390. So, yeah, why not? Let's target that one. That's your, and generally you will have a lot of, marketing gurus also tell you that you should target long tail keywords, which means that answer the question, make it, the smaller it is, like if you just write breast milk production, it's probably a lot. But if you write foods that increase breast milk production, then it's, it's absolutely fine. Okay, so what was the volume here? 390. And this is only the US. Remember, this is only the US. Okay, so now let's say this is what we start with. You can do the similar exercise for all of these ideas, or you can get more ideas and put more over here and then go one by one on each. But we just need to start something. So let's say we start with something like this. Maybe as a nutritionist, you already know how to start with. How to answer these questions. But still, let's find out what people are saying first, okay? So let's start with something like gestational diabetes breakfast. I don't know this one here. Okay. Let's go to gestational diabetes breakfast. So now we say, okay, this is your topic. This is what you're going to write. This is a keyword, so it's good to target this one. And now, we're going to say content tips. Or actually, for this, what I really like to do is I like to do this in Google Docs. So that's just going to open. Okay, Google Docs, let's create a new one. And let's say my topic, I'm going to write, and we haven't gone to the headline yet. Forget about the headline. First thing is you're going to write down the topics or what you're going to cover in this content. So we are going to look at two things. We're going to look at what people are saying, what other content is out there, how are they covering the topic, and what we want to write. So what I like to do is here I have the outline here. So if whatever points I put down, it's going to show me here, and then I can fill up my article. So let's see. Let's go to here. Okay, gestational diabetes breakfast. Now you have two ways of doing this. First, you see, for gestational diabetes breakfast, these are the top 10 searches that show up. So you can actually click on this blue button, go to it, and see what they're saying. So the headline here is 8 diabetes friendly breakfast ideas. That's just diabetes. Let's see if there is something specific to gestational diabetes. Breakfast with just okay. So I'm going to close this one because this is just, but it does rank for gestational diabetes, huh? Okay, so this is a lot of health library, patient education, healthy. Okay, let's go for this one. Breakfast ideas. So choose your carbohydrates, adding dairy products, picking fruits, adding proteins and vegetables. So see the way it's written, it's quite big, it's quite detailed, not as much detailed as would be good, but at least it has a lot of different ideas. And what we will now do, we will do in a separate window. We will see what all these keywords, these articles rank for. But first, let's go back to our content, because now we have to write. So we've done our research. Now we have to get down to writing. So you can open all of these different links, snacks and breakfast ideas. Let's see, I have to click on this blue one and it launches the page. This is the forum. Let's see other blogs if I can find. Do you eat breakfast? Okay. What do you eat for? Again, a forum. So people are really talking about it. People want to know information about this. So you can also go through all of this, all of these content, and see what questions they're actually asking and how you can help them and how you can answer their questions. What I like to do after this is I go back to my toolkit here, content marketing toolkit. Okay. Now, topic research. And I put this one again. Okay. Now we know the topic is gestational diabetes breakfast. What we need to know is what we are going to write in that. So these are things that I can cover. What is a 7-day meal plan for gestational diabetes? Let's say this one I take. Okay. What does it feel like to have gestational diabetes? Like maybe women are trying to know, how would I feel if I actually had it? What would it mean? Okay. What is gestational diabetes? So then you can also go to here, if you see the top 10 headlines, how to treat gestational diabetes. Eating patterns and meal planning, recipes. That could be another topic, for example. Okay. Now we are going gestational diabetes breakfast ideas, no eggs, unsweetened almond milk gestational diabetes. All of this you can take. You can also go here to the mind map and see if there's anything related to breakfast here. Can a diabetes patient eat corn and melon? Maybe it can be, can a gestational diabetes person eat corn and melon? Why is a glucose tolerant test required during pregnancy? Maybe it's related. I don't know. I'm just making it up. But I'm trying to find questions that people can be asking and what you can find answers to. You can also look at the forums here and see what people are asking. Say, I take 500 milligram metformin on an evening. So metformin, maybe that's something that people want to know about. Okay. Snack and breakfast ideas. So what is good is that since there are so many forums talking about gestational diabetes, once you write your blog, you can always post here and put a link to it and say, hey, if you want to know more about breakfast ideas that you can have when you have gestational diabetes, you can always check out my blog. And since if you cover this content quite comprehensively, then there will be, I'm sure it'll be quite helpful for people. Okay, grams of carbohydrates, sugar-free. Okay, all of these can go here. Sample breakfast. Okay, control blood sugar. So grams of carbohydrates, for example. So you can find here all the topics that could be subtopics in your under your main blog. Now we will try one more thing, which hopefully should make our job a lot more easier. You can, by the way, here you can export this topic to Excel and then and then see what comes up. Here we go to the content template. And let's say my target keyword is, not this one. My target keyword is gestational diabetes breakfast. So this is one tool that I really like in SEMrush, is that it gives me a template of what I should write, what keywords I should include, and what questions I should try to answer. But if you don't have this, if it's not available in the trial plan, you can always skip it and do it the way I showed you. But here, so semantically related words. So enrich your text with the following semantically related words: breakfast ideas, scrambled egg, healthy breakfast. So these are all keywords that are related to gestational diabetes breakfast. And then it says you can try to acquire backlinks from the following domains. We will not get into this right now, but it's very helpful to remember. Okay, recommended text length 979 words. So basically your article should at least be 1,000 words. Okay, so here it gives you it finds you the keyword in your top 10 articles. It was always, maybe blood sugar levels. How much should your blood sugar levels be? Okay, recipes and meal ideas, etc. So basic recommendation, page title, description. We can go into this later, but this is what it gives you, right? Now what I do is I take the SEO writing assistant here, and it says check if your text follow a basic SEO recommendation. So what I will do here, I think it's already here. It actually imports it to Google Docs, but I'm going to try to find it here. SEM, okay, show. While it's loading, I'll show you one more thing. So here you have all your subtopics. What I do is I make them a headline inside it. So what is a 7-day meal plan? And here you can write your ideas or whatever it is. Okay, here again you can have, say, feels terrible. I'm just making it up. But now if I give this heading 4, for example, you will see, so this is the subtopic that you have to cover, the question you have to answer, and these are the answers that you will put to it. Okay, so here if I do the same thing here, maybe your article will start with this. What is gestational diabetes? Gestational, I'm just going to copy this so the formatting is copied. Gestational diabetes is blood pregnancy related blood sugar levels, something like that. Okay, so it is usually accompanied by, so what you can do here is you can say definition. All right. Symptoms. Okay. This one we do normal text, and the moment you make it a heading, it will show here. Okay, so what you see here is that you say gestational diabetes, definition, symptoms. So this helps you structure the article very well. What is a 7-day meal plan? In this case, if you're talking only specifically about breakfast, you may not want to do a 7-day meal plan. So you just say carbohydrates, for example. What is a meal plan? Breakfast plan. Carbohydrates, again we make it heading 4. So now then you can plan your article and say, okay, so this is all that I have to write, and this is all that these are my points, and then you can always, make this better, make it more detailed, but this helps to structure it out. And then you, at the end of it, you can go and you can do a word count and see how much. Right now it's just 51 words and the article is about 1,000 words. So that's it. Now, I don't know why this is not loading. Just give me a second and I will pause this video and I will come back and see if I can make it work. Okay. So now it's loaded. So basically all you have to do is here, when you have your writing assistant, you just have to do the get add-on for Google Docs, and then you just connect it to Google Docs, and then you will be able to see your article. See your keyword there. Get add-on for WordPress, you can also do that, but I generally like to write it in Google Docs so I can structure it better like that. So that's why I get it for Google Docs. So now here we said my keyword is just breakfast. Okay, I'll pause again. Okay, we're back. So now we have it. So recommendations is to say how you should write it. Readability is difficult because, well, it is not an article. Once you start writing, you will see targets 52. Your target is 978. Reading time 10 seconds. Target keywords. So here it says, enrich your SEO with these keywords to get better SEO results. So breakfast ideas, blood sugar levels, almond milk. These are all related keywords that go with gestational diabetes. And here it says your occurrence is 5, so recommended 1 to 2, because here it's giving you a stuffing alert that you've used this word a lot. Gestational diabetes. This Google, see here it says, using keyword in more than 3% of the text can lead to a Google penalty. Right now, of course, it gives you more because we've used this keyword a lot, but our word count is 52. But once you have a 1,000-word keyword, 1,000-word article, it's fine. Then you have to just check it. So here it says title present. Well, this is not our title, as in this takes the first line of it as the headline. So once you write a different headline, then it will give you recommendations on that. Extended recommendations from SEO content template. We can do that, but is it worth? Ask me later. So this is how you write it, and this tests basically if what you're writing is similar to what else is being posted out there. So whether you can be penalized for that. I don't have access to it because I have to upgrade, but I'm going to leave it for now, and I'm just going to keep writing here and then test whether it's on the recommendations. Now, is this tool perfect? No, of course not. Nothing is perfect. You just have to write, and that's the main thing that I'm trying to say. You have to write, put it out there, track it, see what's happening, see if you're ranking, see your competitive articles, check them out, read them, and then see where it goes, and then see how your SEO does. And once you get the hang of it and you write it more and more, then you will understand how much this tool is relevant. For me, it works for some articles, but I also have to do my keyword research and compare to other articles. And the most important thing is make this your mission. Like writing this topic, give everything you have to help people understand how they can, say, prepare their breakfast if they have gestational diabetes. Because the more value you give people, the more information and help they can get out of this, the more it benefits them and the more they read your blog. Will they come and buy your services? Not immediately, but first you have to help people. So so at least they will follow you to see what else you have to write about this. So put a lot of images, put videos if you want, put relevant information, and make it a whole and comprehensive article. You can also provide links to other content that you find useful and maybe useful for them. As long as you're giving it your best for them, you will have it sorted. So let's go by over the steps once again. So we'll go back to the Excel sheet. So first we started with our mega topic was, so when we have no idea what to write, this is what we start with. Okay, this is what I call my broad topic. So, and I will put this down in an article later, like I will write it down so you will remember it. But first, the step is to look for this on Google, and on SEMrush. So tools, I used here Google SEMrush. You can also use one more, which is quite nice, but it focuses a lot more on backlinks, called Ahrefs. And you can also have a free trial on that. So you can write down your topics, which are a little bit niche, a little bit specific, not so many content on that, and a little more special. So you can put down specific questions that people are asking or specific topics here. And then for the related searches, for this one, you can also do Google. I just prefer SEMrush, it's much faster. And then you get the related searches. You take them based on their keywords. So generally I take from say 300 to 1,000 is okay. You can also take 400 to 1,000, 500 to 1,000. I keep it a little, I'm more of a fan of smaller keywords because it's easier to rank, and I put that. So then you have your ideas here. These are your topics. You take that and then you go to content writing. And then when you go here, you go to Google Docs, you put this there, and you see the related searches, like what people are asking for related to this topic, and you put them all down as ideas in Google Docs, and you answer those questions. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Do not worry about anything else right now. Do not worry so much about backlinks and, I don't know, very detailed into keyword research like keyword difficulty and CPC. These are all very confusing. You don't have to look at them in the beginning. Just go for this. Just start with this. And as in more you get more familiar, you can get into a little more research on them. Okay, so the next part that we will cover is, which will be a different video because this video is already too long, is on headlines, how to write headlines for your article. And what we will do is we will look at some headlines on the internet and see what kind of headlines we can come up with. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to get you started and get you familiar with it. Okay, I hope this was clear. This is, well, kind of my first tutorial. So I hope it made sense. I hope it wasn't too fast. And if you have any comments, just let me know, or any ideas on how to make it better or how to give better information to you, I would be happy to know about it. Or any other questions, just feel free to get back to me. All right. Thank you very much, and happy writing.